Hey guys, it's me, Mr. 250, and welcome back to Phoenix Wright, Ace Attorney, Justice for All. We left off at the trial, the first trial, or going into the first trial I should say, so let's continue. Getting a little sweaty there, Max. Good morning, Max. Max? Milk? What? If I don't have a glass of milk before I go on stage, I just can't function, sweetie. Stage? Don't worry, there won't be a stage. All you have to do is sit down. I guess. Nick, Max is really nervous. That's understandable. Hey, my sweeties. What? You don't think I should fly, do you? Huh? You know, you've got to make a good first impression. When I enter the room, maybe I should fly in and warm up the crowd a little. No. We can't be having you flying around the courtroom. It just wouldn't be right. Imagine if you hit someone. Don't worry, Max. Just do what Nick says and everything will be okay. He's never lost a court battle before. Oh, sweetie. What is it this time, Max? Why don't you try flying into the courtroom? I can see it now. The dashing young lawyer flying fabulously in from above. One glimpse of that, and everyone in the room will be on your side. Max, really, no one needs to fly today. Nick? What's with that look in your eyes? I like the sound of that. Dashing young lawyer flying fabulously. I didn't see anyone flying yet. And now, the case of one. What? Your Honor, get on with it. Oh, sorry. I just realized that the defendant's name is Billy Bob Johns. So, well, isn't the defendant also known as Maximilian Galactica? Yes, Your Honor. He does often go by that name. You know, my grandchild is a huge fan of his. Can I have an autograph? I think everyone here wouldn't mind if we called the defendant Maximilian Galactica. It sounds more friendly. I wonder if that's to our advantage. Miss Von Karma, your opening statement, if you please. I hope you didn't bother thinking you'd win this one, Mr. Phoenix Wright. That spirit channeling trial was a sham. I refuse to acknowledge its legitimacy. It did not count. Do you hear me? She must still be upset about what happened last time. You have no chance. Zero, zilch, nada. I'm not losing this case. Why, you ask? Because it is not in the nature of a Von Karma to lose at anything. I guess being born with the name Von Karma is a free pass to be arrogant and annoying. Ha 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 ha. Watch and learn, Mr. Phoenix Wright. I'll show you the textbook procedure for proving how absolutely guilty you are. Me? Guilty? What are you talking about? It will be my ultimate revenge. But it's not like it'll bring your dad back. There, opening statement complete. Now let's hurry and wrap up this waste of time. Very well. You may call your first witness, Miss Von Karma. Detective Dick Gumshoe, get up there, now. Sorry to keep you from work, as I'm sure you need every penny you can earn, Detective. Ouch, don't mention it. It's no trouble at all. I've been looking forward to this. Very well. I would like you to begin by shedding light on the events in question. At your service, sir.
All right, Detective. You may proceed with your testimony. Details of the events.
The night of the crime, snow was falling until 9:40 p.m., making it extremely cold out. All of the circus performers were gathered in the big top to practice their routines. The practice session broke up around 10 p.m. The murder itself took place in the plaza in front of the lodging house at 10:15 p.m. The victim was found bent over a wooden box, dead as a doornail. The cause of death was blunt force trauma that snapped a vertebrae in his neck.
I see. He was beaten to death.
Here's the autopsy report for the victim.
The court accepts this into evidence. Autopsy report. Added.
Let's take a look at that real quick. Oh, okay, I thought there was going to be a little more info. Alright, fair enough.
A blunt object. Very well. Mr. Wright, you may begin your cross-examination.
Yes, Your Honor. My favorite part is finding out what happened in the murder, like almost halfway, almost near the end of the trial. Because we never quite know how it went down until, some random piece of info gets released to us, The night of the crime, snow was falling until 9:40 p.m., making it extremely cold out. Let me ask you about the snow. Do you know about snow? Because I don't. It was nearly a blizzard up until the time of the crime. Did it pile up? It wasn't such a big deal. Maybe about 1.5 inches was on the ground. The snow froze in place and stayed on the ground until the next day. The snow. Let me see, there's gotta be more to this. What's the matter, Nick? I need to take a look at the court record.
Mr. Gumshoe, what were the members of the circus doing on the night of the crime?
Let's take a look at the court record. Well, let's see. So I think the importance of the snow stopping before the murder is that the prints wouldn't have gotten covered up. But it's important that it was a blizzard because I guess it laid down a lot of snow? Maybe? Trying to get refamiliarized with this stuff. It's been a little bit. All of the circus performers were gathered in the big top to practice their routines. When you say all of the circus performers, who do you mean? Everyone but the dancers and staff were there. Regina the animal tamer, Mo the clown, Ben the ventriloquist, and of course, the defendant, Maximilian Galactica, and his victim, the ringmaster. Oh, I almost forgot. Regent the tiger was there as well. Out of curiosity, what about the circus monkey? When I was investigating yesterday, he happened to snatch my wristwatch.
Detective, you're welcome to file a police report after these proceedings. Ho ho!
The practice session broke up around 10 p.m. After the practice was over, where did everyone head off to? Regina was playing with Regent, while Mo went back to his room tired from work. Ben the ventriloquist went to the front gate absorbed in his own world. The ringmaster and Max went off to the ringmaster's room to talk privately.
Talk privately, huh? That's awfully suspicious. You wouldn't happen to know what they were talking about, would you?
Seems they were negotiating Max's salary. Actually, Max was asking for Regina's hand in marriage. The murder itself took place in the plaza in front of the lodging house at 10:15 p.m. Now, do we have anything that can contradict any of that? None of these have any timestamps to them. Yeah, I don't really have any timestamps, I don't think. I'd like you to be a bit more specific about the events at 10:15 p.m. Okay, not a problem, pal. I've got a witness that told us how the whole thing went. Ooh! This is totally meaningless. Time to move on.
Alright. We'll just have to revisit that testimony later. Detective Gumshoe, would you mind telling us how the victim met his end?
The victim was found bent over a wooden box, dead as a doornail. A wooden box. That's right. A box made out of wood. The victim must have been carrying the wooden box when he was killed. Carrying the box, huh? It was a rather strange wooden box, Your Honor.
What do you mean?
Well, it was much heavier than it looked. Not to mention it was locked.
Locked, you say? Wooden box added to the court record.
This may be my only chance, so I might as well ask some questions. About the wooden box. This wooden box, you figure it weighs about 20 pounds, right? Sounds about right. The whole thing is lined with iron. Iron plating? Why do you think it's lined with iron? I figure they just did it to make the box heavier. Ouch! I think we could all do without your guesses, Detective. Stick to what little you actually know. Sorry. Suffice it to say, the box is really heavy. Much better. You may continue on, Detective. The cause of death was blunt force trauma that snapped a vertebrae in his neck. According to the autopsy report, the murder weapon was a blunt object, correct? You've done your homework, pal. And you haven't found this murder weapon, have you? The police are searching for it as we speak. My theory is that it's something the perpetrator ran off with.
You would think so, especially since you didn't find it at the scene.
No, I bet he made it disappear with magic. Ho ho! There wasn't much that we could go after Gumshoe with this time. He gave us the facts as he saw them. But there's gotta be more than this. Or more to this. I didn't see anything. But that's why you're the lawyer and I'm the medium. Alright, so we can... I think press... We can press this again and ask some more questions, I think. About the lock. You said the box was locked. How exactly was it locked? Well, it had quite a sturdy lock on it. Took quite a bit to open that bad boy up. So, when you found the box, it was locked, correct? Yep, that's what I meant when I said it had a lock on it. Yes, it was. Some of the forensics team took it back to the precinct to crack it open.
I see. Continue, Detective Gumshoe.
Let's go back. Try that one more time. About the contents. Do you mind telling us what was inside that box? Well, when we found the box, it was locked tighter than Fort Knox. So we took it back to the station and cracked it open. All that was inside was this little bottle.
Bottle? What is that, Detective?
Exactly what it looks like, Your Honor. It's a condiment bottle. What's inside the bottle? It's filled with pepper.
Pepper? Why in the world was it locked in that big box?
There was only one little bottle in that huge box. I want it's like when you buy stuff on Amazon and it just comes in the biggest box. I wonder if that has some sort of special meaning. Small seasoning bottle. Contains pepper.
Well, I think we have a good feel for the details of the event now.
I guess that's all we're gonna get out of Gumshoe in this case. You mean all we're gonna get out of him is that little bottle of pepper? Now that we have wrapped up with the detective, I'd like to call my next witness.
I'm not even off the stand yet.
Obviously, but that's due to you being slow and unable to take a hint.
I don't know, but wrapped up is such a mean sound to it. I'm a sensitive guy. Thank you very much, Detective Gumshoe. You may step down. Miss Von Karma, call your next witness.
I would like to call Mr. Benjamin Woodman to the stand. She must be talking about Ben the ventriloquist. I wonder if Trilla will show up on the stand as well. Oh, yes, he is, and he's punching him in the face again. Please state your name and occupation for the record. My full name is Trilloquist. I'm employed as an operatic tenor.
Excuse me? The witness called to the stand was one Mr. Benjamin Woodman, ventriloquist.
That robe must be cutting off your circulation. I said I was a singer. Maybe you don't believe me. Fine. I'll grace you with a song. Me, 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 me. The world of the law. Exciting and daring. Guilt or innocence. Decided by a judge dressed up as a woman. Well, what do you think? It had good rhythm. It's just the lyrics. It leaves something to be desired, so to speak. Trillo, you know better than to insult a judge. Shut up. Just look at your nose. You wouldn't think you'd have the sense to fix it. It's so ugly I want to punch you in the face on the off chance swelling would help. Jeez. That's getting a little harsh. You know that your nose is the reason you'll never be an A-list star. Celebrities must really enjoy saying everything that flashes into their minds.
What's going on here? Order, order! I demand to know who the witness is.
Don't worry about me, sir. I'll let Trillo handle this.
I'm not worried about you one bit. I'm worried. Ooh!
You won't get anywhere trying to figure out this witness. Now let's proceed.
Oh, I've been whipped.
Once practice was over, I left the tent with the stooge. Clown. Once we got into the lodging house, I ditched him and went back to the plaza's entrance. That's when I saw Max. Look at that mouth. That's when I saw Max heading towards the scene of the crime. He was only one heading that way. How could that punk not be the killer? Then the police showed up and took Magic Boy away. You saw Maximilian Galactica heading towards the scene. You're sure of that? Without a doubt, he had on his silk hat, cloak, and the dumb white roses on his chest. How can you mistake someone with that crazy getup and his nose stuck up so high?
That's enough. I think we all get the picture. Just one thing. You said you ditched the clown.
That's right, dress-up boy.
Well, since you weren't with him, couldn't that mean that the clown committed the crime?
He's got a point. What a shame. It was a nice theory, but the clown can't be the culprit.
Why is that?
Here's absolute proof.
A silk hat?
This was found at the scene of the crime. It belongs to the defendant. Without question, he was wearing his signature hat during practice. If the clown was the murderer, there would be no reason for this hat to be at the scene.
Well done, Miss Von Karma. Your prosecutorial skills are unrivaled. Well done.
Thank you for stating the obvious. Mr. Phoenix Wright, what do you have to say? Okay, I guess she's the boss again today. Once practice was over, I left the tent with the stooge. I mean clown. The clown? You're talking about Mo. Of course I'm talking about that old fart. He's so pathetic I can't stand him. Just a little bit of exercise and his makeup is running all over the place. Once practice was over, he was 9/10 of the way to kneeling over for good. Poor guy. We didn't have any choice, so Ben took him back to his room. When it comes to being first place loser, the guy's ahead of the pack.
Then what happened?
Once we got to the lodging house, I ditched him and went back to the plaza's entrance. Why the plaza's entrance? To do some thinking, of course. It was awfully cold out that night, especially with all the snow around. Wouldn't thinking in your nice warm lodging house been a better idea?
Objection!
Mr. Phoenix right. I think you should leave the thinking to the witness. But I'm a good thunker. At least my teachers always said I was. Ha ha ha. That's when I saw Max, heading towards the scene of the crime. Are you sure it was really Max Galactica? Of course I'm sure. How could you mistake someone wearing such a snobby three-piece getup? Snobby three-piece getup? Get the wax out of your ears. Lawyers nowadays, you're like talking to a brick wall. Max's three-piece getup, jeez. Could it be any more dense altogether now? Silk hat, cloak, white roses. Thank you. Nick, I think you should put a little bit more effort into preparing your questions. He was the only one heading that way. How could that punk not be the killer? You saw Max, and only Max, right, Trillo? That's right, and that makes him the killer. He was the only person heading that way that night.
That makes quite a bit of sense, and I 100% agree with you. It makes Max one suspicious character.
There's more to this story than meets the eye. Is there something amiss in this? So he didn't see Max, he saw Max's clothes. Wait a second. There's no proof that the witness saw Maximilian Galactica. Hey, you still don't get it, do ya? I saw what I saw. That was Max's three-piece joke of a costume. Alright, let's say it all together now. Silk hat, cloak, white roses. Thank you.
I think you should study up on your celebrities, Mr. Wright.
Great, I'm getting shut down by a toy. Oh, I guess that wasn't it. We might come back to that. The police showed up and took Magic Boy away. Around what time did the police arrive at the scene? I suppose that would have been around... Hey, what time was it? I think it was around... I'd say a bit after 10:30 p.m., I think. Practice ended at 10 p.m. So you hung around the lodging house the entire time? I guess that sounds about right. Wasn't it awfully cold? I can't believe you just stand outside in that weather. Well, the truth is... Will you shut up, you big-nosed dope? Why are you telling him anything extra? Why can't you believe that we just stand outside in that weather? Well, maybe you were waiting for someone. What? Who said we were waiting for someone?
Objection!
Mr. Phoenix right. We can all do without your offhanded theories.
Objection!
But this witness, he's cracking under the pressure already. I'm onto something.
Mr. Wright? Who do you suppose the witness was waiting for out in that cold night? Do you think it was Regina? Probably.
Take that!
Well, if he was waiting outside in the cold, it was for one person. And one person only. He was waiting for the animal tamer, Regina. What? You were waiting outside for Regina to come back to the lodging house. Am I mistaken?
Is this true?
Well, you can't really ask me that question. Who cares who I was waiting for that night? What's important is what I saw. Don't you forget it.
Well. The puppet may be a bit stiff, but he's right. It seems that at this stage I have no reason to doubt the witness's testimony. And there are clearly no conclusive contradictions.
He's right. A brilliant judgment, Your Honor. Now let's move along with the testimony. Trillo wouldn't happen to have an ulterior motive for incriminating Max, would he? Well, Max is part of that bitter love triangle with Regina, which is probably why Max conked him over the head. Nick, wasn't Ben the one who got knocked over the head? Yeah, I think so. I don't know anymore. Once practice was over, I left the tent with the stooge. Oh wait, so this is starting over, okay. Let's try this again. I think we had an option to press something else. Ben only saw Max? That's a bit strange, don't you think? What's strange? That you only saw Max. Doesn't it seem like you should have seen someone else as well?
What are you going with this, Mr. Wright? Who else do you suppose this witness could have seen?
Was it Regina?
Take that!
Maybe not. Don't hold your tongue, Ben. It's your job to answer all the stupid questions.
I'm sorry, Trillo.
I've got to find a way to get more information out of this witness.